Hello, you're welcome. This is Chris Graphics Tutorials, where we'll teach you how you can make outstanding, unique graphic design contents with your smartphone as well as your laptop. All right. If you're new to this channel, we upload videos on this channel every Friday by 10 a.m. in the morning. Very important educative videos. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, whether you're new or you're old, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you like what you're going to see. And share the video so that others can also benefit from the video. All right. Please subscribe. I'll be very grateful for that. So we are going to move to the video we have for today, and we're going to do this webinar flyer. It's pretty wonderful, pretty simple. Everything was achieved with Pixellab, and that is what we are going to show to ourselves step by step today. All right, so I want to encourage you to watch from the beginning to the end so that you don't miss any important point that you need to know. All right, so let's move straight to the video. All right, so first of all, I'm going to bring in the background I want to use. So this is how I'm going to achieve it. So come to the background editing tool here. You can see where I'm tapping. This is where the background editing tool is. So you come to from gallery. So I'm going to choose a background. So my gallery will open. All right, so I'm going to choose this background. Then I'll choose ratio 1 to 1. All right, so so that it gives me a squared design. All right, so this is it. So I'm going to shaping it, just take it to where I want to crop it from, and then hit OK. So this is what I have currently. All right, so it's too bright for me, so I'm going to bring a shape, and then we'll enlarge it so that I can cover it. All right, so it's not going to be covered like that. Just hit OK. All right, so this is the shape. So make sure the shape is clicked, then come to the shape editing tool, and then or object editing tool, choose color, enable it, choose gradient. All right, so click the plus sign here, click the plus sign, and then you are going to see this. Click this. All right, click this. Yeah, so when you click it, you will see that yes, it has moved to the center. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click this here, click it, and then click my color sign here, and then I'm going to make it pure white. You can see that it's not white, so I'll just make it white by setting this. All right, so it's now pure white. All right, so I'm going to move it a bit so that it covers more grounds, you see. All right, so if you move it like this, it's going to, all right, so I'll move it to a reasonable point, and then this second one, I'll click it, follow the same process, and then I'm going to make it a bit like ash. All right, it's going to be white, but it's not going to be 100%. All right, so you can see the code over there. Click OK. All right, so I'm going to click OK. All right, so this is what I have. So the next thing, I'll reduce the opacity of this. So you can see that the opacity is being reduced. All right, so I'm keeping the opacity at 87 rather. 87. All right, so this is it. So the next thing, I'll lock it so that it doesn't move. All right, so all right, it's locked already. So the next thing, I'm going to bring in my text. So what we're going to do is going to be a centralized design, like you've seen already. So just watch with me. We are creative. All right, we are creative marketing agency. All right, so this is it. So I'm going to come to text editing tool. I'm going to change it to align center. All right, so align center. Then I'm going to change the font. This is the font I'll be using. So if you don't have this version of Pixellab, please you can check the other video in the description how to install Pixellab Pro. I'm going to leave the link there in that video. All right, so you can check the description of the video and then make request for Pixellab Pro. I'm going to give you access immediately. All right, so I'm going to make it bold. All right, it's bold already. So I'll reduce the spacing, line spacing, reduce the line spacing. All right, I think it's okay. Okay, all right, so this is what I have. So for it to be at the center, you can use the relative position, and then it's really at the center now. Let me take it up a little. All right, it's at the center now. So the next thing, I'm going to change the color. For the we are creative, it's going to be black, so I'm going to change it to black. If you can't find black, you can just create it from here It's black. Then you select the marketing agency and make it Oxblood. All right, so this is what you have. So I'm going to lock this again. So the reason why I'm locking them is so that they don't move up and down. So the next thing I'm going to write, scale up with us, scale up with us today with a webinar. All right, so this is what I'm going to write. So scale up with us today. So I'll reduce it, just reduce it, and then I'm going to change the color to black. Black is here. I'm going to change the font to Crits. All right, so this is the font I'm going to use. Okay, so you can decide to give it some spacing. All right, so use relative position to position it right there. All right, so I'll bring it down a little. All right, you can see I think it's pretty okay like this. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to now bring in a shape. I'm going to bring in a shape. All right, so for this, you can see that I'm using because it's a centralized design, I'm using relative position. You can actually enable your grid lines so that it will guide you. All right, so I'm using my visual appraiser. It may not be 100% correct, but I believe to a point it is to a point is correct. So all right, so the next thing, I'm going to create a shape like this, and then I will copy it, rotate it. All right, so because I want to create another kind of shape. All right, so this is how we'll do it in Pixellab. You can use other means, but this is how I do it most of the times. All right, so I'm going to change this color to, I think red is okay. So I'll merge both of them. 1, 2. Click merge button here. Okay. Then I'll go to erase color, enable it, and then look at where to pick color here. This over here. Pick red. Okay, red is gone. All right, you can increase the tolerance, and it's just gonna be fine. All right, so this is the first shape. So I'm going to bring in an image that I will power clip into that shape. All right, so I want to bring this image, and because it's going to be that side, I will prefer that I flip it. So I'll flip it like this. This is where to flip, and then flip it. Okay, all right. So I really want this image to be black and white. How will I do that? All right, it's pretty simple. Come here. I think I will leave also the link in the description, but this is how to do it. Come to color filters and hue, take it to minus 180, saturation to minus 100. All right, so you can see that it's black and white. So I'm going to increase the contrast, just to give it some touches. Highlights, reduce the brightness, and increase the contrast. All right, so this is it. The next thing I'm going to do, I will reduce the opacity. Reduce the opacity greatly, because I want to see the edges of this stuff. So let me zoom it out so that you will see what I'm doing. All right, so you are going to watch how I'm going to make it into that shape. So you come to mask, enable mask, and then click out here. You can see out. After in, you'll see out. All right, take it up, then add a node here. This is why I just clicked. Add a node here. Yes, here. All right, so a node is already added, so I'm going to take this node to this point, and then this I'm going to delete it. All right, so this is what I have. So I'll put this at the edge here, and also drag this to the edge here. All right, so I'm going to try to marry it with the edge of this shape. All right, so everything here should be with the edge of this shape. Same thing here. All right, so this is it. So same thing here. All right, so you can see. All right, so same thing here. All right, so let me clip it, and then let's see what we have. So you are now going to come to opacity and then increase it back to 100. All right, it may not be perfect. There's some, some of them showing there, but you can try to make it, you can spend more time and make it perfect. But I just have to rush. Let me try to see if, all right, so okay. All right, so you can spend more time to make it look more perfect. All right, so after this, you can now come here and merge both of them so that they become one. So for the other ones, you've seen how I did it. For the other ones, I'm going to fast forward this video so that we save time. All right, so you know how we've created this already, so you can create the other one. So I'm fast forwarding the video to the other points. We need to create other stuff. This is what we have. Let's manage it this way for the moment. All right, so just because of time, all right, so these are the three persons on the list. So what we're going to do, we're going to merge all of them together. All right, we have already merged these two. We're need these other ones, so I'm going to merge three of them at once so that they become one object. All right, so you can see them over there. All right, so this three of them, so that you can reduce and increase the way you want, and position also the way you want them to be. All right, so okay, all right, I think this is how we are going to leave it. So the next thing we're going to do, they actually have names, so we are going to write their names on them, and it's just simple as just as simply as this. You can get a shape, reduce it very well, all right, I think this will do. All right, so you can place it just here. All right, so you can zoom out to see what you're doing, if it's correct. Let's zoom out. First of all, let's lock this. Let's zoom out so that we don't make silly mistakes. All right, so I want to get the edge of this shape. All right, so you can reduce it, and then all right, I will teach us how to use this magnetic grid in subsequent videos. I think that's okay. So copy, and then we are going to bring to this guy here. Okay, but before that, let's change the color and do the necessary adjustments that we may want to do to it. All right, take it to black, and then reduce the opacity greatly. All right, till you have something like this. Okay, so when you have something like this, you can now hit OK. Then you can copy this so that you don't you don't stress yourself to do it over and over and over again. These are their names. That's just the place where you need to put the names rather. So for this person's name, let's write let's give this person Michael Joe. All right, so so I'm going to change the font right away and the color of the font right away. So come to text editing tool, go to fonts, then we're checking this. All right, so you can check the size, but since we're going to duplicate and use, I won't do that, but you can check that for yourself. This is Michael Joe. All right, you can place it at the middle. Use a relative position to position it well for yourself. All right, this is Michael Joe. I'll put it like this, and it's pretty okay. Okay. All right. So this is okay. 1, 2, 3. So the next thing we're going to write join webinar. All right. So I'm going to use join online. I'm going to use a stylish font for this. So that stylish fonts, we are going to check checking my fonts currently. I think okay, this one would be very okay for it. Okay, this is it. So I'm going to increase it, and then I'm going to make it I'm going to italize it too. I'm going to italize it. Yes, I'm going to italize it like this. And then I'm going to place. All right, you can see that it's rotated a little. I'm going to place right here where you're seeing it. I'm going to change the color now to ox blood. All right, so change the color to ox blood, or this color. All right, so the next thing, training session. I'm going to put change it to black. The color should be, you know, black. All right, or kind of dark. Ashes may not be 100% black, so let's leave it like that. And then change the fonts to this font we used for the name. All right, so this is it. So I'm going to reduce it. Let's lock the other ones. Let's lock them. Let's lock, so that you don't mistakenly, you know, move them. Okay, so this is the only thing that is unlocked now. All right, so join training session. You can just give it some spacing. All right, so join training session. Then we can put something else that access will be closed tomorrow. All right, just an example. So I'm going to reduce it. Then I'm going to change the fonts to create again. You can see how you know, repetition is coming in terms of font usage. That is how a design should be. All right, so I'm placing it at the center of, you know, it's centralized design. I've said that already. All right, so you could use a relative position to help you in that. And the next text I'm going to put all right, I think have already here. Okay, instead of that, let me just copy this, double click, and then paste. I think it's going to be better for me. All right, you can see the font style, the size, you know, is already there. So I'll just change the alignment to center alignment, and that will be all for this. Okay, so I'll put this right here, and then still at the center of it. I'm going to add a shape here, and then tell them to register. All right, like I've said, you can use the radius, increase the radius a bit. Let's change the color to black, and then take the radius to 10% is okay. So this is black. So reduce the opacity to 50%. All right, we hope that is at the middle right now. Okay, so I'm going to write register now. All right, so this font we'll change the font and the color color will be white obviously, or maybe orange. The font is going to go back to create. Yes, okay. All right, so register now. So position this at the middle of that shape. All right, I think it's all right. So last but not the least, we'll just add our site, online webinar. This is just an example.com. All right, so this is how to make this kind of a design using Pixellab with your smartphone. All right, change it here. I think that's Oxblur, okay. And then we are going to increase the spacing. Just increase it as you may want to, and then position well at the middle. All right, because of the centralized nature of this design. Okay. Let's check for this if it's at the middle. Okay, shape 2 has to go to the middle of the page. This 2 has to go to the middle of the page. All right, okay. This 2 to the middle of the page. This 2 to the middle of the page. All right, okay. I think everything is all right now. So the other ones we have used visual appraiser. So the next thing I'm going to do, the logo, you can place the logo here. Let's copy. Okay, let's copy this creative stuff from here. We are creative. All right, just click it, copy it, so that just write logo. You can put your logo here. The logo can be here. The logo and your icon. Let's copy this and write the slogan. Your slogan, your logos, your brand slogan 2 can be here. All right, so you can put your slogan there, and just give it a good color like this. And let's shift it down a little. All right. So the next thing, you can just put some social media icons here too. Let's put Facebook, Twitter. Let's say Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All right, so I'm going to change it to this. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to reduce it. Then I'm going to increase the spacing. I think it's okay. I'll bring it down, and then our design is almost ready. Hit the subscribe button if you have not, please. All right, I think this placement is pretty all right. So the next thing, I'm going to change the color of that Facebook to Oxblur. All right, so come and just select the Facebook icon, then change it to this color here. All right, hit OK, and your design is ready. Full screen. So this is the design you have made with your smartphone. All right, so if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and then wait for the next upload on Friday. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you.